Welcome to Visualization with Matplotlib. We will make a new file and we will save the file by the name Visualization with Matplotlib. Okay, here's the introduction. We'll now take an in-depth look at the Matplotlib tool for visualization in Python. So Matplotlib is a multi-platform data visualization library built on NumPy arrays and designed to work with a broader SciPy stack. It was conceived by John Hunter in 2002, originally as a patch to IPython for enabling interactive MATLAB style plotting via GNU plot from the IPython command line. IPython's creator Fernando Perez was at the time scrambling to finish his PhD and let John know he wouldn't have time to review the patch for several months. John took this as a cue to set out on his own, and the Matplotlib package was born, with version 0.1 released in 2003. It received an early boost when it was adopted as the plotting package of choice of the Space Telescope Science Institute, the folks behind the Hubble telescope, which financially supported Matplotlib's development and greatly expanded its capabilities. So one of Matplotlib's most important features is its ability to play well with many operating systems and graphics backends. Matplotlib supports dozens of backends and output types, which means you can count on it to work regardless of which operating system you are using or which output format you wish. This cross-platform everything to everyone approach has been one of the great strengths of Matplotlib. It has led to a large user base, which in turn has led to an active developer base and Matplotlib's powerful tools and ubiquity within the scientific Python world. So in recent years, however, the interface and style of Matplotlib have begun to show their age. New tools like ggplot and ggvis in the R language, along with web visualization toolkits based on D3.js and HTML5 canvas, often make Matplotlib feel clunky and old-fashioned. Still, I own the opinion that we cannot ignore Matplotlib's strength as a well-tested cross-platform graphics engine. Recent Matplotlib's version make it relatively easy to set new global plotting styles. We'll see later on. And people have been developing new packages that build on its powerful internals to drive Matplotlib via cleaner, more modern APIs, for example, Seaborn. We'll discuss that as well in detail. ggplot, HoloViews, and Altair, and even Pandas itself can be used as wrappers around Matplotlib's API. Even with wrappers like these, it is still often useful to dive into Matplotlib's syntax to adjust the final plot output. For this reason, I believe that Matplotlib itself will remain a vital piece of the data visualization stack. Even if new tools mean the community gradually moves away from using the Matplotlib API directly. Now we will discuss general Matplotlib tips. Before we dive into the details of creating visualization with Matplotlib, there are a few useful things you should know about using the package. First one is importing Matplotlib. Just as we use the NP shorthand for NumPy and PD shorthand for Pandas, we will use some standard shorthands for Matplotlib imports, like import Matplotlib as MPL, import Matplotlib as PLT. Now the PLT interface is what we will use most often, as we will see throughout this section. Now we will discuss setting styles. We will use the plt.style directive to choose appropriate aesthetic style for our figures. Here we will set the classic style, which ensures that the plots we create use the classic Matplotlib style. Style use classic. Sorry, my bad. Dot. So throughout this section, we will adjust this style as needed. Note that the style sheets here used are supported as of Matplotlib version 1.5. If you're using an earlier version of Matplotlib, only the default style is available. So now we will discuss show or no show. How to display your plots. A visualization you can't see won't be much of use, but just how you view your Matplotlib plots depend on the context. The best use of Matplotlib differs depending on how you are using it. Roughly, the three applicable contexts are using Matplotlib in a script, in an IPython terminal, or in an IPython notebook. So, plotting from a script. If you are using Matplotlib from within a script, the function plt.show is your friend, which is this one. plt.show starts an event loop, looks for all currently active figure objects, and opens one or more interactive windows that display your figure or figures. So for example, you may have a file called myplot.py containing the following. So you can then run the script from the command line prompt, which will result in a window opening with your figure displayed like this. The plt.show command does a lot under the hood, as it must interact with your system's interactive graphical backend. The details of this operation can vary greatly from system to system and even installation to installation. But Matplotlib does its best to hide all these details from you. One thing to be aware of, the plt.show command should be used only once per Python session and is often most often seen at the very end of the script. Multiple show commands can lead to unpredictable backend dependent behavior and should mostly be avoided. So next we will discuss plotting from an IPython shell.